So why is the Answers Corp decision important?
It's important because it's found that the board did something improper just because it wanted to sell. And if a 30% stockholder who just wants to sell, in the abstract, no, I don't think we would have thought that there'd be anything improper about a sophisticated stockholder who's just had enough and thinks it's time to sell, regardless of whether there's a change in earnings expectations. If the shareholder knows about it and the shareholder thinks it's still the time to sell at the price they're agreeing to, it's not clear to us why that shouldn't have been a clear business judgment case. So it leaves us in the awkward position of seeing big stockholders who are interested in selling to independent third parties have the risk of being perceived as being conflicted. Simply because they want to sell, and someone else, a judge in this case, looking at it might think that this might not have been the best time to sell.
And so how is an advisor, either to a target company or a large shareholder, do you deal with this case in the future?
I think, first of all, we avoid creating the bad record that they created here. The big stockholder put pressure on the CEO. There's an allegation that they told the CEO if the company wasn't sold within a short period of time, he would be fired. That's a bad fact, not the right way to approach it. You can push for the right result without threatening people. You can advise the directors who are not associated with the big stockholder that they have to make a good record of showing that they were thoughtful and involved and forceful in the process.
One of the perplexing things about the case is that Vice Chancellor Noble found that the buyer, Summit Partners, may have aided and abetted the large stockholder in the violation of fiduciary duty by putting pressure on Answers Corp to make a decision quickly. That seems a little unusual. How do you read that part of the case?
That's particularly disturbing because buyers always are pressuring the other side to sign the deal up quickly. That's their role, is to push for a lower price and a faster deal. So it's hard to see that they could have done anything differently, and it shows you that a buyer is always at risk if a seller isn't running a process that is as good as it could be, even if the buyer doesn't really have access to the information they need to evaluate how good a job that the seller is doing on its process.